The following wrestling exhibition requires discretionary viewer participation.
Good evening, fans. The Sweet Revenge Summer Tour has come to an end. There is a crisp fall feeling in the air, and that means it's September, and we are in Liverpool, England tonight for the season premiere of Rwl Rage. We're glad to have you aboard. I'm Don Hickson, and joining me will be Christy Ogilvie and Myron Schimmelman, and this day, September the 8th, 2025, marks the 7th anniversary of the RWL YouTube channel's inception. And that's not all. This September 8th also marks the 2nd anniversary of Liberty Belle Danielle Heathcote in RWL. And, as if that weren't enough, this September 8th also marks the birth date of RWL Snarl commentator Johnny Bianco.
How's everybody doing tonight? We're going to address all of those things Don mentioned during the course of the program. Going to be a great 2 hours of RWL wrestling. It's a season premiere, which means we've pulled out all the stops.
I love the new look. Hi, y'all. Yeah, both Snarl and Rage got themselves a little facelift after a couple of years. Still the same, but just a little different. Management didn't go all Cracker Barrel on this one. It's just about perfect.
I'm inclined to agree, Christy. Snarl and Rage both looking quite a bit snazzier, but tonight, let's get things underway. Our opening contest. Carlito, the son of Carlos Colon, facing the Toxic Table's Ty Schmidt.
Good evening, Liverpool UK, and welcome to our WL Rage. Our first match tonight scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from the Caribbean, weighing 229 pounds, here is Carlito.
Well, we've certainly not seen Carlito for a long time. Last time we saw him into a tag team competition with Epico Colon. And, well, the son of the legendary Carlos Colon rejoining us here on RWL Rage this evening and facing Ty Schmidt. Myron, that smile on your face says everything. What's going on here? Well, notice Ty Schmidt is alone. No Team Martino and no Hamburglar. They don't want any more. I offered them a match this week. They begged off. It was hilarious. Ty Schmidt's the only one that wanted to go. So here's Carlito. Well, you know, thanks to your social experiment, the Toxic Table is becoming less and less of a punchline.
His opponent representing the Toxic Table from parts unknown, weight also unknown. Here's Ty Schmidt.
He's not wrong, Myron, honey. They all seem to get better and better every week. Okay, well, maybe not this guy. Ty Schmidt's definitely the weak link in this chain, and even he's showing moderate improvement. This toss him out the plane method of teaching is kinda like hazing. You do understand that, right, Myron?
Well, I'm not doing anything that no booking agent in the Southern Territories hasn't done for years. Believe me, with the scandals we've had in wrestling, don't get me started on the Ring Boys. Just what I do is what they've done for years, honey.
Well, if it makes better wrestlers out of Pat McAfee's bunch, I'm all for it. But Ty Schmidt certainly has his hands full against Carlito.
And by the way, Christy, we prefer the term breaking in. Hazing it's got such negative connotations.
Wow, and breaking in, doesn't? You're one piece of work, Myron.
I know.
It's times like this I'm so glad they put us together. What a wonderful team I've got working with me. All right.
We're all set to go here. Our opening match tonight on the season premiere of Rage. Charles Lucera rings the bell. They lock it up. Carlito whips Ty Schmidt to the far left corner. Drives in a knee. Follows that up with a boot to the chest. Using all of his weight in the ropes for leverage too. Ty Schmidt catches a set of piston-style punches right to the head from Carlito. Carlito in control of the things that, oh my, well now. Oh, Carlito really putting the boots to Ty Schmidt of the Toxic Table. A clubbing overhand right to the back of the head. Carlito rebounds off the ropes. There's an elbow. And down goes Ty Schmidt again. There's a stomp to the back of the head. Ty Schmidt quickly back up on his feet. A nice monkey toss from Ty Schmidt. Schmidt with a rolling elbow across the chest of Carlito. Carlito rounded up. Falling neckbreaker. And again, as you point out, members of the Toxic Table picking up a little bit more every week. Carlito with a kick to the midsection. And that had to hurt. Carlito with Ty Schmidt up over the shoulders. Slams him face first to the mat. Here's a cover. 1, 2, no. Just the one, says referee Charles Lucera. Carlito back on the attack at once. A right, a left, a subsequent right, a kick, and a clubbing overhand right. Ty Schmidt, pretty sure he doesn't know where he is right now. Carlito rounds up Ty Schmidt. Has him up, whoa, spine buster, out of absolutely nowhere. Carlito off the ropes, moonsault, beautifully done. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, and just like that, this one is all over. Carlito picking up the win by pinfall over Ty Schmidt.
The time, ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute and 59 seconds. Your winner, Carlito.
You heard Aria Mitchell, 1 minute and 59 seconds. Just a shade under 2 minutes for Carlito to quickly dispatch Ty Schmidt in apple pie order.
So, Mr. Schimmelman, that sure as hell looked like hazing to me. I'm beginning to think you're a little cruel. I like that in some people.
Hey, look at the bright side, Christy. He didn't suffer long. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more of RWL Rage right after this.
Hey, coming up later this month, as we celebrate 7 years of this channel, Wednesday, September 17th, we'll have a special edition of Ladies' Night, with 2 complete tournaments held that night, for the new RWL Women's Northern and Women's Southern Junior Championships, plus several exciting non-tournament matchups. Hey, you'll want to be with us for this one. Wednesday, September 17th, Ladies' Night Special Tournament Edition. Be there or be square, y'all.
All right, fans, welcome back to the season premiere of RWL Rage.
Okay, really quick, before the next match gets going, GB is in the building, celebrating his birthday with the Stronghold and some guests. And I got Gianni Bianco on the line right now. Hey, Gianni, honey, we just wanted to wish you a happy from the booth, since we won't get there till the end of the show. Happy birthday, Mr. Broadcaster.
All Christy thinks. That goes for all of you. Security's real tight since the sectarians are threatening me again. But I've got the best bodyguard in the world, Warlord Santos. Wally and Tex are hanging out too. And we can't wait till you, Donnie, and Myron get here, so we can cut the cake and all.
We're certainly looking forward to that, GB. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Johnny.
Nice young fellow, Johnny. Up next, tag team competition with Harley Race and Jerry the King Lawler, the 2 Kings, returning after weeks away, set to face Splendid Bobby C and Sensational Fabiola's Team Splendid. I got a good feeling about this one. I think I put together a real gem.
The next tag team match is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first at a combined weight of 530 pounds, Jerry Lawler and Harley Race, the two Kings.
The two Kings going off grid, as it were, at the beginning of the Sweet Revenge Tour after losing the Legends Tag titles to Sergeant Slaughter and the Patriot. But at the end of the tour, Jerry Lawler and Harley Race return tonight to face Team Splendid.
Their opponents at a splendid combined weight of 484 pounds. From Beverly Hills, California, Splendid Bobby C. and Sensational Fabulous Team Splendid.
So where's that good feeling about this match come from? What is it about the matchups got you feeling so confident? I mean, give us a little more.
I suppose I could do that. It's Bobby and Fabulous. They got a lot of heart. They're not perhaps the greatest wrestlers in the world, and no manager's ever gone near them to offer them a deal, but I think they're going to be very good in the future.
Well, Myron, I don't imagine you'd pair them up with Lawler and Race, two former tag team champions, unless you felt that Team Splendid actually had a chance to win.
And they do. They absolutely do. This is my point. People are selling Bobby C. and Sensational Fabiola short. I think they're going to win this match.
I'd listen to him, Don. His instincts have been really good since before Labor Day Slamathon. If he believes in Team Splendid, then I do too.
With instincts like that, Myron, you should go clean up in Atlantic City. It's going to be Harley Race and Sensational Fabulous starting things off in this tag team matchup. As referee Charles Lucera sounds the bell, here we go. They lock it up, collar and elbow. Harley Race with a shoulder tackle on Fabulous. Fabulous rounded up a hard right hand from King Harley Race. And right away into a blatant choke. Don't expect a lot of politeness from these two. They're particularly salty after having lost the Legends Tag Team titles to Sergeant Slaughter and the Patriot. Harley Race gathers up Sensational Fabulous. Another series of shots up over the shoulder. And a power slam. Harley Race measures the knee again, drives it in on Sensational Fabulous. He certainly appears to be having his problems as Harley Race turns his attention to the splendid Bobby C. and hangs him up the top rope, and down he goes. Harley Race returning to the legal man in the ring. Sensational Fabulous slams him into the barricade, gets a firm hold on him, and a neck breaker. Sensational Fabulous in some serious trouble here in the early goings of this matchup. Harley Race puts on the brakes before the ring steps. Sensational Fabulous finally battling back here with a shot to the back of Harley Race. A knee, a kick, an elbow, another kick, and another kick to the head. And down went King Harley Race. Sensational Fabulous finally retaliating. Dives an elbow into Harley Race. Makes his way back inside the ring. Harley Race still being counted by the referee. Fabulous going after Jerry the King Lawler too. Feet to the boulder and a series of 10 punches across the chest for Jerry the King Lawler as the count continues for Harley Race. And out goes Jerry Lawler as Harley Race returns to the ring. Fabulous with a kick to the midsection and a running kick that takes Harley Race down. And Harley Race in trouble here as the tables are turned and there's no Jerry Lawler to back him up. Harley Race catching a series of wrist clutch kicks from Sensational Fabulous. I believe Jerry Lawler just made his way back to his tag corner. And here we go, double knees across the back of King Harley Race. Fabulous going for a cover, one, but only just a one. Harley Race powering out easily. Fabulous with a series of mounted punches and a stomp to the midsection. Harley counters with a kick, gets back up on his feet, gets a hold of Fabulous by the throat. And again, playing out scenes from Othello here. Here's a kick to the head from Sensational Fabulous. Harley Race counters with a series of hard right hands to Sensational Fabulous. Harley Race rallying the crowd here in Liverpool, and he's certainly got some fans, both he and Jerry the King Lawler. Here's a hot tag. The splendid Bobby C, who catches a drop kick from Harley Race. And he's got both members of Team Splendid reeling. King Harley Race catches a knee from Bobby C. There's a stomp. And Sensational Bobby C trying to pick up where Sensational Fabulous left off as far as the momentum is concerned. Harley Race counters with a series of driving elbows to splendid Bobby C. Bobby whipped to the opposing team's corner. But Bobby counters. Locks it back up with Harley Race. Has him up over the shoulders, but Harley Race quick with the counter. Gets a hold of splendid Bobby C. The arm over the shoulder. A firm grip on the trunks, and Harley Race nails Bobby C with a beautiful vertical suplex. Going for a cover here. He's spent. Look at this. Already, Harley Race expending quite a great deal of energy, maintaining control of both members of Team Splendid. Bobby C drives in a couple of knees. Goes after Lawler again, and for a second time. Jerry the King Lawler catching those 10-count punches across the chest. And he is going to leave a nasty mark on Jerry the King Lawler. Harley Race goes behind. Has Bobby C up. Atomic drop right in the keister. Harley Race locks him up. Belly-to-belly suplex. And again, Harley Race on his own, but apparently firmly in control of things. As splendid Bobby C desperately makes his way to the corner. Here comes Sensational Fabulous, who catches another dropkick. Harley Race absolutely dominant here. Here's a cover. Oh, not even a one. As Sensational Fabulous powers out of the pin. Harley Race with a driving knee into the head of Sensational Fabulous. Gets a grip on the shoulder, slams him face first, right the nose, right into the canvas, and there's a knee right into the same spot. Harley Race extremely aggressive in this matchup. Fabulous taking an absolute beating at the hands of King Harley Race, who exits stage left and turns it over to Jerry the King Lawler. The King moves in for the first time here. Hard right hand to Fabulous, quickly going for the pin. One, two, no, just a one. Sensational Fabulous powers out, turns it back over to Harley Race. And Fabulous, oh well, there goes the referee. Charles Lucera, caught by a Harley Race rising knee. And now it's going to be total chaos as Harley Race turns his attention to splendid Bobby C. Nails him with a clubbing right. Fabulous with Harley Race over the shoulders. There's a driving knee to Harley Race. No referee for a count. Fabulous driving the knee into the leg of Harley Race. And here's a cover as the referee resumes consciousness. One, two, no. Again, just a one. Harley Race powering out again. And whoa, failed moonsault from Sensational Fabulous. Again, Harley Race slamming the nose right into the mat. Tries to go for the knee again, but doesn't get it. Sensational Fabulous opens up with that combination again. There's another kick to take Harley Race down to the mat as Harley Race is laid out. Here comes splendid Bobby C. Harley Race nails him with a clothesline. Down he goes, drives a knee into the face of splendid Bobby C. And a grind of the boots across the face of Bobby C as Harley Race steps out, turns it over to Jerry the King Lawler. The King catches a running kick. From behind goes Lawler, gets a hold of splendid Bobby C, smashes him into the turnbuckle. The King with a hard right steps out and turns it over to Harley Race again. The two Kings against former tag team champions. A rising knee from Bobby C takes Harley Race down, and Harley Race quickly decides he's had enough, turns it back over to Lawler. And look at this. Team Splendid certainly keeping up and being able to hang with the two Kings. Splendid Bobby C moves in on Lawler. Locks him up. An axe kick that takes Lawler down to the mat. The King finding himself in a bit of trouble here. Both knees driven into the mat. And splendid Bobby C gonna go for it again. Could be accused of spamming the move, but when you're in there against those opponents, by any means necessary is the way to go. Here comes Sensational Fabulous. Running kick takes Lawler down to the mat. Sensational Fabulous driving the knee into the leg of Jerry the King Lawler. And much to my surprise, Team Splendid doing surprisingly well against the two kings, Jerry the King Lawler, with a couple of hard lefts to Sensational Fabulous. There's a kick to the leg from Lawler. Fabulous shoves him back. Quickly back up on his feet. Gets a hold of the King. Whips him to the Team Splendid corner. And what do we got here? Off the middle rope, beautiful. Flying kick. Down went the King. Here's a cover. One, but Harley Race right there to disrupt the pin. Splendid Bobby C tagged in. Lawler back up on his feet. There's another running kick from Splendid Bobby C taking Lawler down. Harley Race desperate to get in there. Lawler shoves Bobby C back. Rounds him up. Hard whip to the two Kings corner. Splendid Bobby C counters. Finds his way quickly out of that corner. Makes his way up and misses with his move. Lawler misses with his move as well. Lawler whipped to the Team Splendid corner again as Bobby C starts going in with those knees into the midsection of the King. There's a series of kicks, and now Bobby C driving all his weight into the chest of Jerry the King Lawler. Oh, wow. And a little bit of showing off here from Splendid Bobby C as he goes for a cover. One. Again, only just a one. Jerry the King Lawler still in the game here. But Bobby C and Sensational Fabulous looking pretty sharp here as Harley Race is brought in on the tag. Well, there goes the referee again at the hands of Harley Race. He should be disqualified for that, but Harley hung up on the top rope by Splendid Bobby C. The King resuming his tag corner, and the referee still non-compos mentis. A driving knee from Splendid Bobby C to Harley Race. The referee back to the land of the living here. And there's a clothesline to Harley Race, who is now busted open at the hands of Splendid Bobby C. Who would have believed it, but Team Splendid being able to definitely keep up with Harley Race and Jerry the King Lawler. Running forearms from Bobby, locks up Harley Race. Whip to the ropes, misses with the spear though. Harley Race quickly puts on the brakes, but Bobby C right there again. Whips him to the Team Splendid corner. Here comes Sensational Fabulous on the tag. Double team punch. There's a kick. There's a shot. There's a shot across the chest. Sensational Fabulous with a wrist clutch kick to the face of Harley Race, who is reeling. He is all mussed up. Out to the floor went Harley Race. And here comes Fabulous over the top rope and turns himself into a human missile. And successfully targeting Harley Race, and now a series of shots to the head of the already battered and bleeding Harley Race. Sensational Fabulous coming out really aggressive here. And this match more than halfway over, but still no sign of a pin or a submission from either side. Harley Race pitched towards the barricades. Splendid Bobby C there to pick up the pieces as Fabulous goes after Jerry the King Lawler. Harley Race rolls back inside the ring. Fabulous again turning his attention to Jerry the King Lawler. And after a set of those punches, 3 of them in a row for Jerry the King Lawler, he's not going to want to see Sensational Fabulous for quite some time. Fabulous goes behind on Harley Race. Whoa! What a forearm. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3, and with no Jerry Lawler to come to the rescue, Team Splendid picks up the win.
The time was 12 minutes and 46 seconds. Your winners, Team Splendid.
Yes, you too. Yes, I am smiling like the cat that ate the canary, because I was right. I told you I was right, and look. Team Splendid picking up a win over Jerry the King Lawler and Harley Race. You wouldn't think it was possible, but I'm telling you, Team Splendid's gonna go places someday.
Well, they certainly have picked up what you could characterize as an upset win here. Bobby C. and Fabiolas with a win over the King and Harley Race, and we'll be back with more RWL Rage right after the break.
Listen here, Scott. I gotta be honest with ya. I don't think this deal with you and I for Bell Unlimited, I don't think it's gonna work out for me. Besides, again, being honest, your outfit is cheese right now, and I can get a better deal from Heenan, since he's more than willing to take me back, Scott.
I'm already taking a cut from my percentage and giving it back to you, just to keep you from leaving right now. Savage quitting on me, messed me up, and I'm working to find new talent. Just hang on a little longer, Rick. I need you. Take out this BQ Stewart from Ferentino's camp, and you can name your price, Rick. I'll meet it. You got it.
I doubt you could afford it. Everybody also knows you're just scraping by. But I'll be cool and take out Stewart for you.
Jeez, yes, thank you, Rick. Ferentino's in with Tex Lynch, and they've got us on the ropes. You're the only premier star I got left, and we need this win over BQ Stewart. Make it happen, and I'll take good care of you. We got a deal, Rick.
Oh, well, let's talk about it after the match, Scott.
Why can't we talk about it now? Rick?
Well, over the summer, tensions increased between Too Short Papa Scott Bell and upstart manager MJ Ferentino, and that has graduated to actual violence. And it's going to happen again tonight as we continue with tonight's Rage. Up next, Ravishing Rick Rude, representing Bell Unlimited, facing Brenton Quinn Stewart, accompanied by Sister Golden Hair, but managed by MJ Ferentino.
But Bell Unlimited is in there dying. Let's watch.
Match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. First, along with welfare Popeye Scott Bell, former Vince Dan weighing 257
Welfare Papa, every time, every single time. While we may find it amusing, Myron, I assure you, Scott Bell does not find it the least bit amusing. Ravishing Rick Rude, showing up here tonight. He is the last premier star in the Bell Unlimited stable. And he is definitely a premier star, a veteran wrestler. And tonight he's going up against Brenton Quinn Stewart, the MJ Ferentino group. And that's going to be a wild one. Two big, strong bulls going at it tonight.
His opponent, along with Sister Golden Hair, representing the Ferentino group, from Northridge, California, weighing 275 pounds, Brenton Quinn Stewart.
Guys, did you see his face when Aria Mitchell said that? He's gonna love those welfare Popeye signs from the fans even more. The guy's graduated to a whole new level of fan dislike. All over again.
He's amazing, that way, Christy. Absolutely amazing.
All right, the ravishing one of the Northridge Quake, getting ready to get it on here. Look at Brenton Quinn Stewart. He is in shape. Willie Johnson rings the bell. They lock up collar and elbow. Stewart pulls behind on Rick Rude. Has him up, slams him right down and into a headlock. Brenton Quinn Stewart with a shot to the face. Swings and misses with the clothesline. Rick Rude nails him with a kick. The suplex, blocked by Stewart. A double axe handle takes Rude down to the canvas again. Whoa! What an elbow across the chest of ravishing Rick Rude. A kick to the back. And Brenton Quinn Stewart depriving Rick Rude of air as Sister Golden Hair looks on. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg, but not even a one. Rick Rude kicking out immediately. Brenton Quinn Stewart catches a fireman's carry from Rude. Rude rounds him up. Gets a hold of him again. But this time he's got the vertical suplex nailed. Brenton Quinn Stewart falls with a crash. Rick Rude gets a hold of Stewart. Hard whip to the ropes. Stewart puts on the brakes. Rick Rude counters quickly with an elbow. Gets a hold of Stewart again for another vertical suplex, but no, Brenton Quinn Stewart puts on the brakes again. Rick Rude with a shot to the gut and an elbow. A hard right to Stewart. A kick to the gut and finally a clubbing right that puts Stewart down on the canvas. Rick Rude has him up. Walks him towards the ropes, hangs him up off the top rope, much to the delight of Too Short. Here's a cover one, but only just a one. Rick Rude misses with the stomp. Brenton Quinn Stewart comes back in after a quick reset, but catches a Russian leg sweep instead. And once more, Stewart out on the apron this time. Rick Rude, countered by Brenton Quinn Stewart, makes his way back inside the ring. Winds it up, boom, what a shot from Brenton Quinn Stewart. Rick Rude counters with a back body drop. Follows that up with a stomp. The ravishing one rounds up Brenton Quinn Stewart. Stewart quickly counters. A poke in the eyes. A little bit of Three Stooges action there. Rick Rude takes him down to the canvas. Proceeds to engage in a rear chin lock as Too Short Popeye Scott Bell looks on intently. Brenton Quinn Stewart with a jawbreaker disengages Rick Rude. There's a chop that puts Rude in the corner. What a powerhouse is Brenton Quinn Stewart. Hangs up Rude in the tree of woe. And what the hell's he up to? Oh, you gotta be kidding. He's gonna go coast to coast on Rick Rude. And with his size, I don't know if he's gonna make it. Here we go. Oh, wow. Are you man? Rick Rude catching a coast-to-coast, much to the annoyance of Scott Bell. Arguing his protestations to Willie Johnson, but it's too late. Oh, here we go again, Bell. Distracting the referee. Brenton Quinn Stewart has to go back to start again. Rounds up Rick Rude. Rick Rude counters with some elbows to the side of the head. A drop toe hold, quickly putting Brenton Quinn Stewart on the outside. Stewart makes his way back in, ravishing Rick Rude. Gets a hold of him, whips him to the corner. Rude puts him up on the top turnbuckle. He's got some seriously bad intentions for Brenton Quinn Stewart. There's a hard right. All the way up on the top rope. Oh my, look at this. I don't believe it. Well, now, what a crashing top rope superplex from ravishing Rick Rude. There's a stomp to the gut and Brenton Quinn Stewart now on the receiving end of the bad business here. Rude gouging the face of Brenton Quinn Stewart. Stewart slips through the back door, finds his way out. Stewart was, quickly countered by Rick Rude. Whoa! Oh, low blow. The referee saw it. There's a disqualification right out of the gate.
At 4 minutes and 28 seconds, referee Willis Johnson has disqualified Rick Rude. Your winner by DQ,
Rick Rude
Brenton Quinn
disqualified.
Stewart.
The win going to Brenton Quinn Stewart by way of that disqualification. But Brenton Quinn Stewart not quite done with ravishing Rick Rude here. Boom! A vertical suplex to Rick Rude. Brenton Quinn Stewart absolutely furious. MJ Ferrantino slipping his way out of here in lieu of Sister Golden Hair. Backing up his man, Brenton Quinn Stewart. Sister Golden Hair also standing ringside here as this post-match brawl between Brenton Quinn Stewart and Rick Rude continues to erupt. Whoa! A clothesline taking Rick Rude down. I don't believe it. Brenton Quinn Stewart absolutely furious.
Can you blame him?
At having to win by disqualification courtesy of a low blow from ravishing Rick Rude, which I'm positive he did not appreciate. Russian leg sweep from ravishing Rick Rude. MJ Ferrantino and Sister Golden Hair looking on. Scott Bell nowhere to be found. No big surprises there. Rick Rude makes his way to the top turnbuckle. Brenton Quinn Stewart in trouble. There's an elbow across the back. And it looks like ravishing Rick Rude is determined to disassemble Brenton Quinn Stewart. Oh, what a neckbreaker from Rick Rude. On doing the turnbuckle. Well, it's not a match anymore. He can pretty much do whatever the hell he wants. This is unthinkable. Rick Rude whips Stewart to the ropes. Grabs a hold of him, winds up the arm on Stewart, but Stewart counters with an elbow. Brenton Quinn Stewart not out of it yet, gets a hold of Rick Rude, has him all the way up, nails him with another vertical suplex, follows that up with a stomp, an elbow across the top of the dome for ravishing Rick Rude. Whips Stewart to the outside again, and referee Willie Johnson absolutely helpless to stop this one. Brenton Quinn Stewart and Rick Rude going at it on the outside. Stewart drops him head first into the ring steps. Brenton Quinn Stewart rounded up by Rick Rude. There's a rib breaker. And these two, they are going at it hammer and tong. Hard shot from Brenton Quinn Stewart. A couple of whoa! Drove Rick Rude into the crowd with two jabs.
I'm impressed.
Brenton Quinn Stewart, quite the powerhouse. Oh, put a knee right to the head of ravishing Rick Rude. The match definitely over. Brenton Quinn Stewart winning by disqualification, but he is not done. Oh, he missed that diving headbutt. And both these guys are out of it. Brenton Quinn Stewart looking for a little retaliation for that look. Whoa. He is just stomping every available inch of ravishing Rick Rude. And these two definitely looking to disassemble each other. Rick Rude rounded up. Brenton Quinn Stewart quickly countered, slammed face first into the canvas. And he rolls to the outside. I don't believe, well, this has definitely, well, not escalated quickly, as they say. Rick Rude slams BQ Stewart's head into the lip of the apron. Stewart rolled back inside the ring by Rick Rude. And this is reprehensible. Rick Rude sets up the pile driver. Rick Rude may have just laid out Brenton Quinn Stewart. And MJ Valentino absolutely furious. We'll be back with more Rage right after this. All right, fans, to close out the first hour tonight, our first ladies division match, and it's a ladies tag team match into the bargain, as Kaden Carter and Katana Chance get set to face Titania Tatiana and Showbiz.
Bet. Another first-time encounter between these teams, and I'm there for it.
This next tag team match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, the team of Kaden Carter and Katana Chance.
Well, while their win-loss record may not be what one might call prosperous, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance have settled into their role here in RWL's Ladies Tag Division, and they have taken on quite a few opponents.
Quite a few opponents with varying degrees of success. Tonight, it's Titania and Showbiz, and, well, I don't know. They might be in over their skis on this one.
They're so petite, the both of them. And that Titania's a monster. Showbiz has a pretty decent size advantage, too. Kaden and Katana better be fast in this one, because once Titania gets a grip on you, it's usually a rough ending.
Their opponents from West Hollywood, California, the Golden Goddess, Tatiana, and from San Francisco, California, Showbiz.
Well, ever since Titania Tatiana took on Showbiz as her personal disciple, the relationship has been thick and symbiotic, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. The groveling Showbiz, constantly at the beck and call of her master Titania, and it is a sick relationship between these two, a symbiotic, codependent nightmare.
All that's true, but in the loyalty department, Showbiz can't be beat. I mean, she is as loyal as you can be to Titania.
Okay, but you cannot expect devotion to be a virtue when someone is willing to do wrong for someone else.
I never said it was right. I never said it was moral. I just said she was loyal, Don. That's it.
Still in all, it's a first-time match between these two teams. And Kaden and Katana could give Titania and Showbiz a little workout.
That's entirely possible. I factored that into this tonight.
All right, it's going to be Katana Chance and Showbiz initiating contact in this ladies tag matchup to wrap up the first hour of tonight's season premiere of RWL Rage. There's your bell, and here we go. Katana Chance with a series of hard rights to Showbiz, follows it up with a kick, and what a sweep. Down went Showbiz. Another series of hard shots and another sweep, taking Showbiz down to the canvas a second time. Katana Chance off the middle rope cross-body splash to Showbiz. Showbiz in some trouble here. Katana Chance surprising all of us with this performance. Showbiz whipped to the opposing team's corner. Katana Chance with a kick to the leg of Showbiz. A shot puts her back in the corner. Here comes Katana Chance on the tag, and there's a tag team punch as Caden Carter gets caught from behind by Showbiz, whipped to the ropes, ducks under, and a back body drop to Caden Carter. Showbiz finally picking things up here, gets a hold of Caden Carter, belly to belly suplex. Showbiz deceptively strong. What a throat chop. As I just pointed out her strength. What a throat chop to Caden Carter. A double axe handle off the top turnbuckle. And here comes Titania Tatiana. As if Caden Carter didn't have problems enough. Titania escorting Caden Carter to the far right corner. And a blatant choke. A two-handed strangle of Caden Carter by Titania Tatiana. Caden counters and escapes the corner. There's a kick to the midsection to Titania. Caden Carter takes her for a little walk and an arm drag off the top rope. Beautifully done by Caden Carter. Titania slammed back to the canvas head first. Titania catches a facebuster from Caden Carter. Caden Carter moving in most aggressively on the usually dominant Titania. There's a kick to the back of Titania Tatiana as Caden Carter tags in Katana Chance. Titania on the outside and through the ropes. Caden Carter transforming herself into a human missile. There's another facebuster on the outside for Titania. Titania with a spinning heel kick, taking Katana Chance down. Katana up over the shoulders. There's the Samoan drop from Titania. Titania Tatiana rounds up Katana Chance, has her up over the shoulder. Dominator style slam from Titania. Whoa, what a savage boot to the face for Titania. Well now, Titania Tatiana pitches Katana Chance towards the timekeeper's area. Looks like Showbiz gonna do her part here. Katana Chance trying to grapple Showbiz, but all in vain. Titania going after Caden Carter. A low shot to the leg. That was brilliant on the part of Katana Chance. Titania in the corner. Here comes Caden Carter on the tag. There's a tag team punch to Titania. Titania locked up by Caden Carter. Whipped to the ropes. Another shot to the knee. Here's another cover and a hook of the leg. One, but only a one. Caden Carter and Katana Chance showing some foresight here, trying to take out the legs from under Titania Tatiana. Kaden Carter countered by Titania. Titania whips her to her team's corner. Showbiz looking on intently. Kaden Carter pitched out towards center ring. Titania up on the middle ropes. He's calling for it. There's the diving headbutt. And Kaden Carter is left laid out center as Showbiz comes in. Showbiz with a clubbing overhand right. Gets a hold of Showbiz. Escorts her to the far right corner. Head first into the turnbuckle she goes. Kaden Carter counters with an elbow. Gets a hold of Showbiz. Whips her to her team's corner. A hard right from Kaden Carter. Now yanking the arm of Showbiz against the ropes. Kaden Carter moves back in again. Drapes the leg over the rope, delivers the kick to the calf. And Showbiz looking like she's having some problems here. Rolled up and a kick right to the face. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Getting closer. A 2 count for Kaden Carter. An elbow right to the top of the skull of Showbiz. Showbiz locked up by Kaden Carter. Here's a kick to the midsection. She winds up the arm, takes her for a walk again. And here comes another top rope arm drag from Kaden Carter. As Showbiz goes for the ride again. Showbiz desperate to get out of here. Here comes Titania Tatiana. As Kaden Carter does some showing up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now, did you see that? Kaden Carter again working on the legs of Titania Tatiana. Goes behind on her. Inverted DDT. Nicely done. Titania. Whoa! Kaden Carter taking out the 2 of them. Now that was impressive. Kaden Carter going through the ropes and knocking down both opponents. Now slamming the face of Titania into the floor as the referee counts. There's a kick to the midsection to Showbiz. Showbiz up in the powerbomb position and driven into the barricade by Kaden Carter, who makes her way back inside the ring. Titania Tatiana following suit here. They lock up. Kaden Carter whips Titania to the ropes. Makes the duck under. Makes the leapfrog, and here we go. Winds her up, and what a spinning neckbreaker to Titania. Kaden Carter gathers her up again. Titania counters the whip, goes behind on Kaden Carter. Brain squeeze. Titania crushing the head of Kaden Carter. Blocking the flow of blood to the brain. Here's a cover. 1. But again, Kaden Carter. Look at this, a cheap shot from Katana Chance. Here's a kick to the midsection from Kaden Carter, who winds up the arm again. She's going for another arm drag off the top rope. And there we go. Gotta admit, I haven't seen Titania Tatiana get this roughed up for quite some time. Here comes Showbiz on the tag. Kaden Carter and Showbiz both miss their move. Showbiz goes behind. Stretching. Oh, a headbutt right between the shoulder blades of Kaden Carter. Kaden whipped to the ropes. Showbiz makes the duck under, and there's an elbow right to the face of Kaden Carter. Showbiz rebounds, and there's a diving headbutt. Kaden Carter catching some hell here. Whip to the opposing team's corner. Here comes Titania Tatiana. Pitch face first into the boot of Titania as she comes in and takes over for her team. Titania with a diving headbutt to the lower abdomen of Kaden Carter. And she is desperate to get the Katana Chance. She makes it. Here comes Katana. Titania gets a hold of her big time. Belly to belly suplex. Misses with the driving knee though. Katana Chance with a kick to the midsection. A beautiful head scissors and slam face first into the mat by Katana Chance. Katana with a kick. Does it again. That was absolutely beautiful. Katana Chance firmly in control of Titania Tatiana, and that hardly ever happens. Here's another tag to Kaden Carter. Another tag team punch to the ribs for Titania. Kaden Carter whips her out onto the apron, tags her with a right, and out to the floor she goes. Kaden Carter turning her attention to Showbiz. Gets a hold of Showbiz, tags her with a right. There's a standing dropkick as Titania makes her way back inside the ring. Kaden Carter doesn't see her coming. gets a hold of her. Oh, she was going to go for the spike, but no, Caden Carter puts a stop to that, slams her face first into the canvas, and here's a cover. But Showbiz, right there to break up the pin, as Caden Carter has to go back to work, and she has got Tatiana in trouble. Katana Chance moves in, charges, catches a jawbreaker from Titania. Titania gets a hold of Katana. Katana catches a headbutt. And Tatiana making her way up to the middle rope. Fails to connect with the diving headbutt. Katana Chance with the hard Irish whip to the ropes. Katana has the brakes put on her and catches a stomp to the abdomen. And is dragged halfway across the ring by her ankle by Titania. Here comes Showbiz again. What a match we've had so far. Beautiful Hurricane Rana from Katana Chance, who locks up Showbiz. Showbiz whipped to the opposing team's corner. Katana Chance has her up, scoop slams her. Undeniable power from Katana Chance. Here we go. Oh, what a beautiful moonsault off the top rope from Katana Chance. And she's ambitious. She's going to try it a second time. Look at this. Here we go again. A beautiful spinning splash. Here's a cover one. But Titania right there to break it up again. Katana Chance tags in Caden Carter. Showbiz on the receiving end of the bad business here as Caden Carter takes over for her team. Winds up the legs. What you gonna do? What a leg snap into a submission here. Showbiz can't make it to the ropes. Caden Carter releasing the hold to gather Showbiz up again. Gets a firm grip on her. Whips her to her team's corner. Caden Carter winds up the arm. Takes a quick run for herself and another beautiful arm drag off the ropes. Here's a cover from Caden Carter. 1, 2, 3. I don't believe it. That is it. Caden Carter and Katana Chance picking up an upset win here.
11 minutes and 21 seconds. Your winners, Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
I don't believe it. Kaden and Katana actually get the pinfall on Showbiz to get this surprise win. Fans, that's a wrap for the first half. The second half, with all that entails, is on its way right after the intermission.